right, day 2, part 2. You ready for this?
Yeah, man, I got some lunch in me. I'm ready to go, refueled, energized. Let's do it.
That's it. What about you?
Coffee, energy, I'm ready to go. B&T, we're coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Flux and other places, I need to go, but I got some podcasts. Yep. I don't know. I'll see what happens.
We're busy.
You guys may see me in some of this stuff here or may not. If you don't see me, then I'll be upstairs. Anyways, let's get right to it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And of course, continuing our SHOT Show coverage. And I'm here with Sean of Cloud Defensive. First of all, thank you for having us.
No
and of course, synonymous with all the lumens, all the lights. I mean, I'm just saying, I carry this one right here. I mean, I'm just saying, we love y'all's lights. Every giveaway that we have, we normally throw your lights on. So, I mean, of course, we have to talk about new products, new stuff that's going on. Sean, take it away, brother.
All right. Well, I'll probably talk your ear off. But
It's all good.
the big story is the EPL. So, enhanced pistol light. It's been on our radar for a while now, and takes some time to get it done. But we got it. So, just to kind of walk you through it real fast, kind of start at the back, kind of work forward. First thing, and probably the most annoying thing for us, was getting the toggles right. We weren't really happy with traditional activation on the market, so we did this a little bit differently, encouraging a good thumbs forward grip. We didn't want you to have to break your grip down.
Makes sense.
And so it's just press forward for momentary, tap to turn on if you need to go with one hand, whatever. And then it's ambidextrous, and the toggles were very, very deliberately sized, knowing that these are going to go on a variety of different handguns. This is, again, it's a duty light, so think full-size handguns. And knowing that not everybody has huge hands.
Right.
So we did what we did, and then they all ship with 2 different sets of toggles with that in mind.
So a long throw and a short throw?
Yeah, basically the shorter one just creates more standoff, so it moves that toggle back. So if you're a guy with the smaller hands, or if you just have a bigger pistol, different size backstrap or whatever, it just is hopefully a lot more ergonomic. And that was one of my big goals for this thing. Was just, like I said, man, historical, like ergonomics. You had to break down your grip. You had to do things you don't optimally want to do. Specifically with a handgun in that moment. And we just wanted you to be able to shoot and move quickly and do everything you got to do.
That's awesome. So holster compatibility, you guys will work with industry partners, I'm sure. Like,
all of them.
Blade Tech, all those guys.
So
obviously that's been something in the forefront as well, especially providing all of the lumens that you provide, heat-wise, heat transfer, circuitry, all that jazz. So you guys, I mean, I know this has been in production for a while. It was teased a little bit.
Oh, it was teased a lot of bit for a long time. Sure. Believe me, ask me how I know.
And now it's finally come out. Now the question is compatibility with existing cloud stuff. So can I throw my head on here?
No. This is proprietary, and part of that goes to the performance on it. The beam pattern. We'll talk about that in a second. But on the holster side, you did ask about that. So it drops into all the existing Safariland 6000 series, 7000 series holsters for X300 platform and TLR1 platform. So that makes it easy. Basically, if you've got a dedicated duty setup, it almost certainly works. And then on the custom Kydex side, it's going to be custom Kydex. They're all different. Like I said, we're shorter than X300, we're narrower than X300, and we're narrower than TLR1. So with that said, if it's a non-duty holster we're talking about, IWB, OWB, whatever, it's probably going to be custom there. But aside from that, if you've got a duty rig, it's just put it on, holster it, and go to work.
And what about the power requirements? Are we looking at CR123s or 18350?
18350, just like you got there in your pocket. And then we put 1200 lumens into it, so you got a lot of light. It's 52,000 candela. Might be a little bit more in the very end, but it'll be right about there. And I know it's kind of a candela race, at least at times in certain parts. One thing I've been saying all show here is this was a very deliberate action. The reason for that was on pistol engagements at pistol distances, you have to be able to light up more in your immediate area.
Fully PID.
Otherwise, you've got potential big problems. So we looked at realistic engagements, how these things are actually being used, specifically on the duty side. You're talking room searches, building searches, punching through
photonic barriers.
All of it. So what we did is we actually had these things with much higher candela, but we didn't like them. It's really cool to turn it on and shine it across the shop or shine it across the backyard and put it on a tree line. You're like, oh, well, that's cool, but is that how you're using your pistol? The answer's no. So we actually diffused the light a little bit more. And I think It's going to be really hard to show you on camera and everything, but when you fire this thing, you're going to see a much larger hot spot than you might have guessed.
Okay.
And you can light up a lot more, and we put a lot more into the spill too.
Okay.
And we've done some comparison videos with some other lights, and it's really pronounced, and I think it's going to be meaningful once people see it.
Okay.
But you got to see it.
Right, you got to get it in hand.
Yeah.
So that's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so going forward, obviously I know this just came out. I'm pretty sure the market's going to probably try to bully or pressure to also look at different aspects like maybe IR for this. IR capability.
You stand here long enough, you'll hear all of it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, everybody wants something. They talk about IR, they talk about lasers, they talk about all these things. Right now, to tell you, we're not focused on that. We're just focused on white light.
Right.
I think there's so many people who need this light, and the handhelds and the rifle lights and everything else we're doing. We're still a young enough company. We're just trying to make sure that every time we drop a product, it's right. And I know the weight of this. Like, this is a duty light that's going on a gun, and it's going to save lives. Like, it has to. So I want to make sure that this is just dialed in. Same thing with our rifle lights, same thing with our handhelds. There's just, if you spend this much money on a light, it's got to work.
Right. And speak about that.
So
speak about that.
We go slow.
Like rifle lights, right? Y'all's lights are some of the most durable lights in this industry.
Thank you.
So like, will there be an IR version for guys like me who run nods a lot? And
so
can I get an IR?
It's an interesting question. We've actually made them.
Okay.
We haven't produced them and sold them. One of the big frustrations personally, and I think it's on Matt too, is I don't like the idea of just making an IR head, and then you have to throw that on your gun. You lose all your white light capacity.
Right.
And now in certain applications, I know like coyote hunting and some of the things that these guys do out there in the field, that's fine. But for more tactical, defensive situations, like we're a white light species.
Right.
You know, we have to have that visible spectrum. So if I was going to do that, and if Matt was going to do that, I think we would want it to be substantially different in how that's rolled out. And that's just not something we've put a lot of time into. But I know that a lot of guys run nods.
Right.
I've got nods.
Same here.
So we do have our dual switch here. I don't have it on me at the moment, but it's over at the booth if you want to see it.
Yeah.
But that plugs into anything with a crane lead. So you can run your PEC 15, your D-ball, things like that. We've got a MAL solution coming, which is pretty cool.
Engol solution?
Engol solution. We actually have those.
Okay.
We just haven't launched them yet.
Okay.
But they do exist.
Okay. Well, Engol guys.
So Engol guys, and Engol too. That's kind of a tricky one because you got to figure out how you want that with that visible override feature. Integrated with a white light. So there's some decisions to be made. So this is where you get into the nuance of it. But yeah, we're not ignoring you. I promise. So,
awesome. Well, Sean, thank you so much. And guys, of course, Cloud Defensive, check them out. There's our preferred lights for any type of hard use duty aspect. Of course, you've seen that with us in New Mexico during running Buck Doyle's class. All the lumens shining out there are to about 450 yards for sure. Definitely was able to PID, no problem. So guys, continue to watch our SHOT Show coverage, and thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Absolutely. Thank you. Couldn't go any further without stopping at the Genesis booth. You guys are known for making some of the best, most reliable magazine-fed shotguns. First of all, quick, painless, and get straight to the point. First of all, Phil. Appreciate you for having us, man. Of
course.
So yeah, brother, run us through what you guys want to highlight and show and anything that's new, man.
Yeah, awesome. So we always highlight the 5-inch PDS shotgun over here. Should have grabbed this in the beginning, but this is our new Ronin 47 collaboration with Tulam and Hollow Sun. It's revolutionary. It's a piece of history. It's a 5-inch box fed semi-automatic shotgun. Do I need to say anything else?
I mean, it's a vibe. Look at the camo. Look at the flared mag work.
Look at all of it. It's beautiful. Even equipped with the Huxworks Ventum K 12-gauge suppressor. Aside from that, we are going back to the other side. Want to highlight the new sporting purpose shotgun. So 10.5-inch shotgun, 13 and a quarter with this new choke kit. The choke kit connects to our standoff device. So what I'm saying is you can swap the choke kit for a suppressor or a muzzle device. Anything you want, any size. We got options. Another thing we're announcing this year is that ambidextrous left side, right side, anything's available for you.
That's what's up, man. And I just love the way these things run. I know I got berated earlier. They were like, oh, the trigger. I'm a trigger snob. So like I was able to, first of all, this gun, I couldn't outrun the shotgun if I tried, especially using a suppressor with it during range day. It was just keeping up with me 100% of the time. I like to fire fast. I mean, I'm just saying, little bill drills, just
Everyone
saying.
does.
Absolutely. So of course, with this, guys, the options that you get here, ambidextrous charging handles, you can suppress it. It's the most reliable magazine-fed shotgun
Any
that I know.
configuration you're going for, with any barrel length, 5.7, 10, 18-inch, PDS stock, adaptive stock, whatever you're looking for, we want to facilitate it.
That's awesome. Now, question for you: is there a way that I can get a folding stock if I need to tuck this away?
At the moment, we do not have that available.
Okay.
It's something that we're in the process of, but at the moment, our PDS stock is pretty collapsible and compact with an overall length of 21 inches. So
there you go. Short compact can be put somewhere for doing some things. I'm just saying.
it's short.
Cool guy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Backpack cool guy shit, trench warfare, counter UAS drones, room clearing, CQB, breaching. We specialize in it all.
Because that totally, resonates right now with like near peer conflicts. Just saying.
Yeah, nothing specific.
No, never. What? No. Well, awesome, guys. Of course, check out Genesis, guys. Again, they have got some of the hottest shotguns in the game. And continue to watch our SHOT Show coverage here.
Later.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks,
man. Of course, had to stop by the DSA Arms booth. And Mark, first of all, thank you for having us, brother.
Thank you.
For sure. And of course, Synonymous known for some goodness here, man. I know we got a couple of DSAs. I know one might, potentially pop up on CF contest. I don't know, but tell us about something that you've got in your hand. It looks beautiful, brother.
So we've been doing FALs for almost 30 years. A lot of people know that. We make many configurations of rifles, but the reason I wanted to show this one is it shows a lot of the upgrades you can do to your rifle. You can either order them that way. Some models come with these parts depending on the model, but it also shows if you buy a rifle, there is market support to do a lot of different stuff. So just to do the breakdown of this gun, this is our polymer magazines. We also offer a 5-round extension. This gun has, unlike an original FAL, an ambi magazine release and an ambi bolt catch. Okay. Works on both sides. We have a ambi selector, not that big of a deal in today's market. A lot of companies have ambi selectors, but this one is toolless. You can use a bullet tip to take it apart or to take the lever off and remove the selector so you have access to your trigger components, which is a fundamental part of the takedown of an FAL in its original form.
Right.
We have a modern pistol grip, much less angled like the original is, and better texture. This gun originally came with sling swivels like we've seen on a lot of older guns, Milsurp guns, but we offer QD pocket sling swivels that go into the standard handguard. We offer a QD pocket that replaces the original loop at the back. Okay. This one also has a thread adapter that we make so you can use a modern 5/8 can instead of the 9/16, which is not really all that common for suppressor companies to make those devices. Also has a suppressor gas plug that uses a jetting system similar to like what you would see in a SCAR, and you just select the jet that gives the appropriate amount of gas and not too much gas. So you can really fine tune your gas and not get gas out in the gun. Has a gas shield, like a gas busting type of shield at the back here, so when you shoot it suppressed, the gas can't flow through the little holes that are in the back that most On top of that, we have the flashlight mounts directly to a standard flashlight, a standard FAL handguard, and it is cut for both Picatinny and for direct mounting of a Streamlight or Surefire. They have that pattern that we're used to at this point. So as you can see, if you're thinking about an FAL and you're like, well, they are, and the AK, there's more, I can do more stuff with it. Well, you can do all that stuff with this gun too.
Right. Now there are ways. I've seen ones with like full pick rails on
We do
side.
Picatinny, we do M-Lock. This one has a scope mount on it. But it was nice to show this gun in this fashion because some people that buy FALs, they want to keep the original look of the gun. They don't want to. Yeah, it's a vibe, and you can't. For some people, they don't want to go that M-Lock vibe with this classic battle rifle.
I got you. And of course, being such compact frame, giving all of those options, either for Picatinny, M-Lock, there are plenty of options to either outfit.
Yes.
And I'd say, I don't want to use this term modernize, but because this thing is iconic in itself, but to really bring it into the here and now.
Yeah, I mean, we run around with flashlights in your gun was not a thing much in the 50s and 60s. This stuff absolutely makes it a better experience for the shooter when it comes to the ambi controls.
Right.
But also, if you did want to use it for like a home defense or some type of security role, to have the ability to put lasers and lights, of course, is a good idea.
Right.
You know.
So obviously, talk about all that. What about trigger options?
We offer several trigger options, but they are done by us.
Okay.
We have one. Yeah, so you have to send your lower in or your rifle and have that trigger job done because it is actually a gunsmith thing. It's not just this part takes a little bit of fitting. No, it's literally they're changing angles to get that trigger.
So that's awesome. If I have a FAL, I can just send it to you guys, fill out the paperwork, you guys upgrade it, and give me all that jazz. That's awesome.
And then we say, and turnaround's usually only a couple weeks anyway.
Okay, are the options like flat face trigger?
No, they're the standard trigger.
Okay.
What we have is one that's just kind of still keeps the 2-stage, but gets it somewhere around 7 pounds, which for an FAL, I know the AR guys think that's really heavy, but for an FAL, that's a big deal. That's a big change. And then we have one we call speed trigger. It does eliminate the 2-stage part of it, so it turns it into a single stage, but it's more around 5 pounds.
Okay, and especially with shooting 308, it's easy to really get quick follow-up shots with that single stage.
It really is, and it gets so quick that if you're not holding the gun right, you might have a couple go off because of the recoil of the gun. So there's just like with any gun that has recoil, you have to spend some time to get that impulse down and get your holds right. And use the gun right. But once you get that down, you'll really enjoy the lighter trigger.
And that's awesome. Especially think about building in suppression in mind. You guys got it every year, especially from your jet system to the gas seal on the back. I mean, that's awesome.
And even with the scope mount, our scope mounts, we do cut them for ACOG standard. So if you want to use a primary arms, micro prism, it mounts inside, like down into the mount. Gets you even lower. On this particular one here, where you have a channel, just like an ACOG does, you can see the iron sights through the bottom of the scope cell.
Okay. Wow, so your continuous ideas. I love that. And guys, of course, continue to check out our SHOT Show coverage here at the DSA Arms booth. And Mark, appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're going to take a moment to interrupt this content to bring you a word from the sponsor of this video, Sonoran Desert Institute. Now, of everyone at Classic, I've probably built the most guns myself, and I know a lot of you guys out there like to work on and repair your guns at home as well. If you're looking for a way to take that hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute could help. The online courses at SDI cover a broad range of topics, including armor certification, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and gun finishes, sport shooting management, and more. They even send tools and materials directly to your home so you can get hands-on training while you're covering this coursework. So if you're looking for a way to get an education that you could actually apply to your job or start a new career, definitely contact SDI at 480-999-4767 or visit sdi.edu. All right, guys, I'm at SwampFox Optics, and I've got Doug with me. How's it going, man? How's your show? Good, man.
Doing well. SHOT Show is incredible, man.
It is a fantastic time, and we get to learn about fantastic products. Like, what is this product you have for me?
This is the Patriot 2. So this is the next of our second-gen optics that we're working on and releasing, and so we're really excited about this. If you are familiar with our products, the Patriot was one of our first rifle scopes that we came out with, and it's finally time that it's going to get some of the love and attention that the rest of our LPVOs and our newer releases have gotten. So we're coming out with the next-gen Patriot 2.
That's awesome. So what makes it different from the Patriot 1? Were there more features added? Was it simplified? I know there's kind of been different things have happened with scope design, and sometimes we go, we want to make it simpler, more user-friendly. Sometimes we want to add features. So what's gone into the Patriot 2?
Yeah, so one of the trends for us the last, I want to say 2 or 3 years, has been we've just gotten better at making optics. And so we wanted to, like I said, show...
Experience does that.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to show one of the older lines some love with the things that we've learned and some of the techniques we've learned. So we've improved, but like you said, this actually got a little bit simpler than the one did before. So we realized we had a little bit of a gap in how our reticles worked, and so we changed the reticle up in here. It's going to be a lot simpler than some of our like Recce Mill and our other sharpshooter reticles. And then some of the other features that this one includes that we've learned is this has capped windage and elevation, and we realize this is a gun, or this is an optic, that's going to be used on guns that might not need a ton of internal adjustment. So it has a little bit in there, but the idea is to kind of set it and forget it. So it has capped windage and elevation. I don't know if you guys can see that, but and then it's 30 mil tubes, so that's going to keep the same design it was before. And so a lot of the bones of the Patriot are the same going into the next generation, but we just added a lot of the features, the glass upgrades, some of our coaxial aligning of the lenses themselves, so that you just get a better, sharper image and that has less deviation when you're really punching into those higher magnifications.
That's awesome. Now, you said it is an LVPO, so what kind of magnification range are we talking about?
So this one is going to launch with the 6-24.
Okay.
So we're going to come out with some other ones, but this is one of the original magnification ranges that the original Patriot had, and so we're excited about featuring that one in the new one as well.
That's awesome. All right, so Patriot 2, I mean, again, we've been big fans of SwampFox optics here at Classic Firearms. We've featured them on some of our things like our bolt gun series and other things like that. And I mean, I definitely think that y'all guys are a top tier company that have really progressed so much, and we've been happy to be able to feature you here on the channel multiple times. But Doug, I mean, I really appreciate the time you've taken today to introduce us to the new product.
Absolutely.
And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your show, man.
You as well. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, I'm here at Great Lakes Firearms. I've got my friend Chase here. How's it going, man?
Not bad. Good to see ya.
And we're going to cover some of the handgun options that y'all have here today, right?
Yeah. So the last year we've kind of been trying to hit the handgun market pretty hard. So last year at SHOT Show we debuted our 1911s, which we offer in both 4 1/4 and a 5-inch barrel in 9mm and 45 ACP. We offer them in a handful of colors. These things are smooth, they feel great. They're around $1,000 MSRP, and we offer them in a bunch of colors.
So that's really one of the things I think Great Lakes is known for is some of your wild and wacky finishes, right? Like, it's really cool. I mean, just looking at some of the handguns here on the wall, the breadth of finish that y'all offer.
Yeah, I think our total number of colorways is like 40 or something, and it seems like every week our painters coming out with something new, so keeps it interesting.
So if you guys are out there looking for like a specific kind of custom paint job, I think if you look through the options, they're probably already going to have you covered, right?
Hopefully.
All right, and then what is this here in the middle?
So this is new for SHOT Show this year, is our Striker line. It's a polymer frame, Gen 3 Glock 19 base. So you can swap it out with the millions of parts out there like Lego pieces, but it comes with an upgraded trigger that we machine in-house. We have a machine slide, RMR cut with a fixed sight. You can swap it out if you want to throw a dot on. And again, lots of colors, and like all of the rest of our products, lifetime warranty.
That's really fantastic. Now, obviously, kind of a Glock copy's not a super new thing on the market, but it is really cool to see, that y'all have taken some extra efforts into doing like your own in-house triggers, and again, the fantastic option you have when it comes to the kind of presentation of the firearm. Definitely have to try to pick up some of these things for the shop back home. And then we've got something that looks kind of like a 1911 behind me here.
Yeah, so another new product we have for this year is our Synergy. So it's basically our 2011 double stack 1911. Right around 1,050 MSRP on these, handful of colors, lifetime warranty like everything else. These come with an RMSC cut, ported slides, and you get 2 mags in the box.
That's really cool. Now, so it's interesting to see how much you're increasing the breadth of your handgun offerings, since I always kind of consider Great Lakes to be a long gun company, very well known for your AR platforms, especially that kind of uniqueness of your long action systems. So if you guys are out there looking for something to get into hunting and you want a semi-auto, some of these long action rifles are really cool. Like, you have some calibers that you wouldn't normally expect to see in the AR world.
Yeah, we've really just been trying to diversify, and one of my favorite things is I can go grab a long action in a color, I can get a matching pistol in the same color, and you can just have a whole matching arsenal.
Well, there you go, guys. So if you're looking to add to your collection, and you're one of those guys who you have to have everything kind of a matching set, right? So you can come in here, you can get your long action AR, you can get your 1911 or your 2011, and really have a spotless, really impressive visual to your collection when it's all up on the wall or your friends come out to the range with you. Man, I tell you what, Chase, I really appreciate it. Again, if y'all guys want to check out Great Lakes Firearms, just give them a Google on the website or come check them out at Classic Firearms. Chase, I appreciate your time, man.
Thanks for stopping by, Matt.
All right, guys, so we had to stop here by Burn Proof Gear, and I'm talking to Carter because they had some really cool things when it comes to A, keeping you safe, and B, adding some functionality to a lot of your gear here. So Carter, what's up, man? How's your show going?
Nice to meet you. It's going well. How's yours?
Doing well, man. All right, so we've got a couple products here behind us, right?
We do. So we've got our suppressor covers. We've got 3 different versions of it. We've got the light for all your 22 cans, the heavy for all your rifle cans or your pistol cans on pistol caliber carbines. And unfortunately, I don't have one here, but we do also do the medium cover, which is for your pistol cans, stuff like that.
Okay, and could you just briefly tell people why they might want to consider a suppressor wrap if they've got a can on their gun?
Yeah, well, if you haven't burned yourself yet, you will. Trust me. It's a lot cheaper than the hospital. So we rate everything up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. For the rifle suppressors, we have a 2-part system. We've got the inner sleeve, which is our fiberglass fire retardant sleeve, and then we have our just cover to go over it, just like on that one. And you just cut the sleeve to about 1/4 inch, top and bottom, and then you just slide it on, slide your cover on, tighten it, and you're good. The sleeve is rated to 2,000 degrees, cover's rated to 1,000. Some people will tell you, oh, that's 3,000 degrees of heat protection. It's not.
Doesn't quite work that way.
No. So we tell everybody our lowest failure point, which is our cover, 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
So guys, I mean, again, if you don't have a lot of experience with suppressors, keep in mind that all of that very hot and expanding, fast-moving gas heats things up. So I've seen people burn themselves, burn through their clothing, burn like a bag they set it down on. So this is really a safety mechanism to help keep you and your stuff, safe.
Yeah, I have ruined my favorite pair of pants doing that. It's not fun.
And then coming back here to the rail cover, we've got a separate...
So the rail wraps are also rated to that 1,000 degree Fahrenheit. They're great for if you're shooting full auto and your rail's going to get hot. I personally don't shoot enough for that. So what I run mine for is just the texture, because being in Miami, we get super hot. So our hands will sweat and all that. So I use mine personally for that.
So yeah, if you're going out and you're going to do mag dumps or other fast shooting, one of the things to keep in mind is even if the rail itself isn't getting super hot where you can't hold it, which is possible, there's going to be a lot of heat radiating off the barrel, and sometimes just the radiation of the heat can really be uncomfortable if you're using no gloves. So this is kind of like putting a glove on the rifle instead of a glove on your hand.
I mean, I run both, but...
There you go. And so if we are going to transition over to more of a personal safety product, right?
All right, so over here we've got our modular plate carrier system. Let me get that backpack off. So it's our modular plate carrier system. It comes exactly like you see it, just no mags. So you don't have to fight with, oh, this part's out of stock, so I can't get that color, or all the other stuff you have to experience with everyone else. So we send it fully built, ready to go. The only thing it doesn't come with is the plates. And apparently that helmet.
All right, so can you go over some of the features? Like you said, it's a modular system, so what kind of things are interchangeable on it?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got the mag inserts. We have the 5.56, which is what's in it now. We also offer, if you're running like an HK SP MP5 or something like that, we have your pistol mag that you can run a 4 pistol mag instead of the 3 of the either 5.56 or 7.62 mags. And then you have the 2 handgun mags down at the bottom. And then we also have a removable flapper, if I can get it to open. So you can put, if you want candy in there, you can. I run a little notebook in here. All kinds of stuff can go in there. What else? Little candy pocket. That helmet just doesn't want to stay. Little candy pocket. Everybody needs a candy pocket.
Do you have like accessory pouches and stuff that would interface with this?
Yeah, any of our Velcro accessories can go onto it.
So run med packs or trauma kits, dump pouches.
So like on mine, for example, I go from all other companies. I've got the Haley Strategic radio pouch for my Harris Falcon. What else do I have on here? I think that's it for my like aftermarket stuff on my personal one, but it doesn't stop there. You can do anything you want as long as it's Velcro. It'll go right on.
All right, awesome. So, again, guys, I think that body armor is something that we see a lot more people getting into, and realizing that preparedness doesn't stop at buying a firearm. You should definitely look into a lot of the other things that are on the market, such as body armor or trauma packs, or, a number of accessories that will actually keep you prepared for every situation and not just the firearm that you're going to use to defend yourself. And then you've got some bags over here, some range bags.
We do. So we've got 3 different sizes. We've got our SBR bag. our PDW bag, and unfortunately the third size isn't here, but it's our DMR bag. So the DMR is 46 inches long. It's for your your DMRs, your full-size rifles, anything that you would want to throw in there, really. And the difference with our bags compared to a lot of the other bags you see is we've got this side with Velcro for all your accessories. We've got the modular mag sack you can throw in here, the admin pouch, anything you could want. And on this side, it's the same material as our suppressor cover, so you don't melt your bag. Everybody's done that at some point.
Everybody has done that at some point, where you take a gun that's not cooled down enough, went to go throw it in your bag or on top of your bag or something, and yeah, you know, it ruins your bag.
Oh yeah.
Grabbing a suppressor with a glove was awesome. Joining it. Kaya.
We won't talk about that, Kaya. But so yeah, is there any of the heat resistant material in the body armor?
There's not.
Okay,
so
just figured I'd check.
The regular plate carrier.
Okay.
It's something we could do, but for the consumer level, it would cost way too much money.
Awesome. Well, I mean, Carter, I really appreciate you talking us through some of the products here at Burnproof Gear, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your show, man. Thanks for your time.
Well.
All right, guys, we're here at Global Ordnance, and I'm with CJ. And last year, how's it going, man?
Nice to meet you.
We talked about the introduction of the monolith, and we've had some updates in the monolith kind of configurations and stuff. So we wanted to cover that.
Okay, so I'm just going to start from the top here.
Awesome. Yeah.
We have our one-piece barrel, which is the heart and soul of the monolith, in a mil-spec AR upper. They're going to call that the Go 15 upper. We also have that as a full rifle, the Go 15. We have it in our chemo that we released the monolith with originally, and then we have our MUT, which is the monolithic universal taper mount, and a flash hider and a single port brake, similar to the Reardon hub system or the Q cherry bomb system. We have that in a full-size bolt carrier with our heavy-duty bolt, AR-10 size extension, integrated gas block, 45-degree gas block, and integrated muzzle device to increase your concentricity.
So, of course, that was one of the things that was so cool about the monolith as a concept, right? Is that it's integrating pieces that used to be separate pieces all into one barrel. So I'm just going to grab this here. And so you can see that the muzzle brake and the gas block are all integrated into the construction of the barrel. And that's really cool because, I mean, for instance, there's not going to be any gas leakage around this gas block because it's part of the construction.
Correct. Yeah, so we've reduced the failure modes that a lot of guys are going to see in their ARs. No more having to shim or time your muzzle device. No more getting carbon lock on your can and then cracking your muzzle device off, which is going to end up taking your muzzle device off because it sticks in your can. No more leaking out of your gas block. No more having to, time your barrel extensions onto your barrel in production. So that, that more helps for us rather than the consumer. And then another really cool thing here is we have a more efficient gas system. So in a standard AR, the gas is going to come and hit a hard wall and then have to take a sharp turn. Whereas in ours, it's taking a gradual 45-degree turn, which actually decreases your muzzle rise and makes a much flatter, smoother shooting system. It also, what we've noticed is that it performs cooler, which will overall make the service life of the weapon last longer.
Okay.
Another really cool thing we've got here, guys, is that we thermal fit this barrel into our upper receiver. So you can see here that there's a flat here on the extension and there's a flat here in the upper. So rather than relying on an index pin going into this hole and wallowing it out when you go to torque your barrel nut on, we heat this up to 275 degrees and thermal fit this barrel inside this upper receiver so it won't go out. And I know the first question goes, well, what if I need to replace my barrel? Every product we make is backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better form of marketing than a customer who's going to shoot this barrel out. If you shoot this barrel out, we will replace it for free. Hands down, no questions asked.
That is fantastic. Because I do understand the concern, right? So one of the benefits of kind of AR-15 as a platform is how much the user can make changes and stuff. And so there may be a concern in someone's head, well, what if I want a different muzzle brake, or what if I want to change a barrel? And you know what? Again, you guys got different options now, and that's fantastic. So I guess during the ordering process, you're going to make a selection of which muzzle device you want?
Yes, so we already have done that. We have a half 28 you can see over here. This is half 28 threaded. It is the one-piece barrel. We just left it threaded so that way the consumer can choose this barrel and put whatever muzzle device they want on there, or direct thread their can.
Now, one of the things that I was most excited to hear was a new caliber option in the Monolith. So let's hear it. Let's hear those magic words.
So we have the 7.62 by 3.9.
Yes.
You can see it here, featured with the Stenag mag and the dead air can there. We also are looking at a Rock and Lock Monolith version that is in R&D currently. Hopefully it gets to come out. I think it's pretty sick.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully I would much prefer that than the Stenag mag, but you know what? Sometimes it can be tricky in that R&D, right?
Oh, for sure. So we're going to see how the market receives these products first. Something for our mil-spec guys, something for those that manual of arms, some uppers for guys who just want to throw an adapter on their lower and run a bufferless upper, or our monolith guys who are tried and true that want all the features of the completely ambidextrous controls. Shoot from the folded position, integrated AKB into the lower there. Just some wonderful features on the gun.
And I think one of the greatest parts of the 7.62 by 39 Monolith is, since you are already using that beefed up AR-10 style kind of bolt and barrel extension, that was always kind of one of the concerns for 7.62 ARs is how thin those bolt walls get.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to sneak out of the frame here. This is our bolt. So you can see here we have a thicker cross section than a standard mil-spec bolt. We also have rounded out the lugs to reduce stress risers, making them much stronger. You no longer have that sharp, rectangular lug that snaps and cracks. I have yet to break one of these bolts, and I have over 10,000 rounds on multiple.
That is fantastic. I mean, I'm super excited to hear about these updates to the Monolith line, and I mean, I think that again, being a huge 7.62 by 39 fan, I'm super excited about the introduction of the new caliber options available. Great things coming here from Global Ordnance as we continue the kind of development of this new platform.
Yes. Yep.
So, CJ, I definitely appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
And I hope y'all have a great show.
Yeah, thank you. You as well.
All right, guys, I had to stop by Ruger because, of course I did, right? It's Ruger. And I'm here with Eric. How's it going, sir?
Good. Very nice to see you.
Now, we're going to talk about some 1022s. And I know what you might be thinking is that, well, the 1022 is not new.
No,
but
61 years old.
61 years old. But it is one of the most popular firearms, and we've got some new options for the 1022.
Yeah, I mean, some of the coolest guns that I've seen come out of this line in years. So that's why I wanted to show you these first. These are amazing.
All right.
So this one is one that we're doing. It's a production gun. It's not out of our custom shop. But it comes with a Magpul stock. Mm-hmm. We do put a BX trigger in it, so it's a nice trigger with a light, crisp pull. Mm-hmm. And a cast receiver with a pick rail, but the really cool thing about this gun is the barrel.
I mean, so it definitely, you can tell just looking at it that obviously this is a carbon fiber barrel, but you were telling me that it's a little different than a lot of carbon fiber barrels.
Yeah, so on a 1022, because there isn't tremendous whip and that type of thing, the best way to do it to keep the weight down is to turn a stainless steel barrel down very thin and then put a carbon fiber tube sleeve over it and then tension it with a nut here at the top. Okay. And it holds that barrel super stiff and reduces vibration. So it actually can improve accuracy or at least consistent shooting. So, but that's what's really cool about it. Of course, we've threaded it. Comes with obviously with the 10-round rotary mag, we're really excited about this one in our standard line. But
so guys, I just want to let you know, when I picked this up, it is incredibly light. Now, the 1022 is not a super heavy firearm by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm serious. Like, if you are someone who's like a backpacker, or you're looking at hunting small game, and you're going to be carrying this while you're walking long distances, you said it was
3.4 pounds.
3.4 pounds. Like, you are hardly going to notice this rifle slung over your shoulder.
Yeah, so if you look at the standard barrel, this one is a pound lighter.
A pound, which, I mean, that's a significant amount. Like I say, ounces is pounds, pounds is pain, right?
That's right, exactly.
That's right. Now, you said one of the things that was cool was that you are going to be selling the barrel as a standalone product.
That's right. So that we are going to sell on Shop Ruger.
Okay.
So you can go to Shop Ruger and buy it for your 1022.
That's awesome because, of course, the 1022 is one of those platforms that you can go out and really customize even at home. There's so many different parts for it, and people really enjoy making their gun their own.
Oh, I mean, it's amazing. You can change literally anything on it if you want to. I mean, except for the receiver. I mean, you need to have the receiver. Everything else you can do.
And then you had a couple other options where we've done some more fancy things with this barrel.
Yeah, this one is out of our custom shop. We put this one in a chassis. Still super lightweight. One of the things that's different about a production model and a custom shop model is that we machine the receiver out of a solid billet of aluminum, which enables us to machine in an integral rail.
Okay.
And you can see here we were able to bring it out a little bit, give you a little bit more purchase for any kind of optic or anything else you might want to put on top. But the chassis is really cool. It's a gray birch chassis, and it's got all the M-lock and it's got an ARCA rail at the bottom and QD holes, and the stock is fully adjustable.
Now, let me step aside real quick, show you all the stock real quick. Look at these, folding, adjustable, fully customizable stocks here. Again, I just love the versatility of the platform because, as much as it is a semi-auto 22, there's lots of them on the market. Like, people have done so much with the platform.
Yeah, and this is the first time that we have been doing this. So, and the other cool thing you could tell, this is a left-handed model. So
yes.
We do this in lefty for the southpaws and a right-handed model as well.
So y'all can see, here's a charging handle for your standard model, and then it is actually on the reverse side for the left-handed model. Yeah, we can pick that up. Oh, you're right. That is super light, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is an aluminum chassis. And because there's not a lot of recoil and force,
22 is very low pressure.
I mean, you can make things very light.
Yeah.
So and of course, the BX trigger, you can tell it's custom shop because it's red.
Yep.
And that one's going to break just under 3 pounds.
All right, guys. So if you are out there and you're looking for the next really cool way to improve your 1022, these carbon fiber. I don't want to say wrap. These carbon fiber in-sleeved barrels are available from Ruger, and again, Ruger products are super popular. We see all kind of your PC carbines and stuff. They just do super well. We appreciate the continued innovation from Ruger.
Hey,
so
thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate your time today, Eric, and I hope you all guys have a great rest of your show, sir. All right, guys, I'm here at LWRC International with Scott. How's it going, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, and we've got 2 products right here in this little package that we're going to talk about.
This is the new IC Mark II. We just released it. Essentially got the same ambidextrous lower. We redid the upper and the handguard. So we've got M-lock now on our piston system guns. You've got obviously a redesigned cosmetic upper and handguard. We did away with the gas knob and went with a butterfly switch.
Okay.
So it's inside the handguard. It's real easy to maneuver.
Yeah, tool free. Yeah.
Tool free. Just push it with your finger. Good to go.
And so, you were saying kind of before the camera rolled that in order to get the M-lock handguard to work, we had to raise this rail. And so we raised the rail on the upper receiver. So that's kind of the alterations you were talking about for this package.
Correct. Yeah, we had to change the diameter and the dimensions to get an M-lock to go over our piston system. So we had to redesign the handguard and the upper receiver. Yes, sir.
But other than that, it's got the same ambidextrous features down here in the lower receiver.
Correct.
I mean, that's fantastic. Obviously, a lot of people are really going to that ambidextrous controls, and it's great. How they get built into the lower receiver adds a lot of functionality for a lot of users, man.
Absolutely. Yes, it's been my favorite part of the guns for a long time is the ambi controls.
And so this is a brand new for the show.
Brand new. This is the first time it's been out in public. Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome, man.
Yes, sir. Range day was the first day.
Okay, so guys, there you go. I mean, you might have gotten a chance to look at it in our range day footage, but this is the first time we're getting to take a look at it here at the floor and present it to y'all here. And then we've got some improvements here in the suppressor line.
Yeah, we're introducing suppressors this year, so we're doing a 5.56, a 30 cal, and a 9 mil.
Okay.
So the 9 mil and the 30 cal can are 3D printed Inconel, and this is a hybrid can, so stainless steel.
All right, so Scott, we just wanted to take the suppressor off and give people a kind of an image of the muzzle device, the attachment method. So this is kind of a quick detach collar method of attaching the suppressor, and then we're also do you know what kind of sound reduction that we're looking at with the suppressor? What kind of decibel level we're getting at?
It's similar to a Surefire in
Awesome.
decimal rating and weight.
Awesome. And of course, like we've covered before, guys, there's many benefits to a suppressor that's not just sound suppression. There's also flash suppression and kind of fire signature, like the dust and things, because there's more than just the sound, especially if you're looking to try to stay kind of from a covert shooting position where it's not just the sound. The sound's going to reverberate, but the signature of the fire is going to be what pinpoints your location. So it's interesting sometimes, this is a fairly short, it's not super heavy, but so, there's going to be other benefits to suppression on your firearm than just sound suppression. But all right, so I really think that's cool. So, obviously there's been a big demand for LWRC products, especially with the ambidextrous controls, and so it's really cool to see that we've now added the additional functionality of that M-LOK rail. I think it's going to be a home run for you guys.
I do. People have been asking for it, so here it is.
Awesome. So there you go, guys. In response to the customer demands, we've got LWRC coming out with their new product. Again, Scott, I really appreciate your time, sir.
No, thank you for stopping by.
And I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to go ahead. All right, guys, here at Shark Coast Tactical, because Will has got some great things. We've got some previous partnerships through Classic, and you guys do a phenomenal job with kind of the custom finishes and as well as the packages that you've put together.
Thank you.
So what do we want to take a look at here at the table?
We have a couple new things coming out for 2025. We launched our anime series. This is our anime blowhole Glock.
Okay.
It'll probably be distributed by RSR. We used a Borderlands themed Cerakote in this green. It also comes in blue, comes in white, a couple other colors. The interesting thing about it, in addition to the Cerakote, we cut it for a red dot, of course. Everything has to be cut for a red dot. But we use the new blowhole or chunk port technology from our partners at Safari Precision. So this is an OEM Glock that we machine in-house, add the blowhole, chunk port, whatever you want to call it, barrel to it, and then sell it as a complete package. We think this is going to be a real big deal.
And I really think that's a really attractive kind of coloration, right? It's very different, but it does kind of remind you of that cel-shaded video game graphic look. I mean, super really cool looking.
It reminds me of my daughter playing, what's that game? Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah. And then we've got another anime option here, right?
We do. So this is our first foray into SIG OEM. So Shark Coast is now a SIG OEM dealer, which means that SIG has authorized us to work to make guns, basically. They send us the guns and the components, and then we turn them into whatever we want to do. This is called the Komodo right here. This is a metal frame grip module that we manufacture in Sarasota. We did it in our black Borderlands color, which is like the green, but just black, laser stipple. But this will hold 17 and take a short 365X slide. This is the threadless comp invented by Safari, our partners, and we added this package. It'll come with 2 magazines, probably again distributed by RSR, and this will probably be a big deal, and it's all made by us.
So I think that's fantastic, going with the longer grip module and the shorter slide, right? Like that is a great package.
Yeah, it's comfy.
Yeah, I mean, so when you think about what you want to carry, you're not sacrificing capacity, but you have that nice compact package, right?
The threadless comp from Safari will reduce about 30% of the recoil, and it looks cool, man.
Yeah, I agree. And then it's great because you're partnering with so many different companies. So we've got one here from Beretta as well.
Yeah, so Beretta wanted us to do something for them. We've been talking to them for a while, and my wife kind of said, well, Beretta's kind of into camo, but they don't have Italian camo. So my wife, the beautiful Lori, she invented this. This is Italian camo. It's straight from, what's it called? Vegeta. It's called that. And Beretta will probably pick this up. We're just got to figure out how we got to put them in.
So I love that callback because not only is it like a new coloration or finish, but it ties back to Italy, to where
absolutely.
it's from, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, everything we do, it has meaning to it. Like it's there's a story. There's usually a funny story, a funny anecdote to pretty much everything we do.
That's awesome. I mean, I love that you're telling a story through the guns that you're producing.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got this very fun. We'll say it's
so
very fun finish.
So yeah, this is the new disco. So you might know us from the 80s guns, like we do the 80s guns for RSR as well. This is our new disco gun. We wanted to make the paint a little easier to do, so we just kind of threw it at it like Jackson Pollock. We added and then what we did was kind of a hybrid laser stipple here, and it's more spaced out, so it's a way more grippier.
Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, having picked this up, this is a fantastic, because, sometimes stippling can be really sharp and it's kind of uncomfortable until it wears in a little bit.
And then traditionally, laser stippling doesn't produce a lot of grip, but that does.
But this is fantastic. It's comfortable, but you can definitely feel that grip. Like, that's positive control right there. Yeah. And then we want to talk about some of your rifles, because your rifle packages are such a great value, right?
They are. We're never going to be Noveski. We're never going to be Radian. So we just kind of try to do our own thing. And either we do custom AR-15s with Vikings on them or Pirates on them, or we do really cool packages. So we came up with the Midnight, and now this year we released the Sunrise. The Sunrise is a brother or sister of the Midnight. It's basically the 3-color FDE shade that you have the different companies doing. But we outfit it with our partners at Vortex, our partners at Streamlight, and then we give a Savior bag to go with it, and it ships all in one package, ready to go. And it also has a gray one too.
So, again, the thing I love, and, we've seen these here at Classic where we've had these kind of package deals, and they are phenomenal, because if you are wanting to get into a kind of grab and go purchase, right? This comes completely set up, right? You've got the rifle, you've got the accessories that you're going to want with that red dot, with the Streamlight, and you've already got your range bag.
Right.
And so you literally add ammo, go to range.
Right. It came from our store. So we have a gun store too, and it came from, we found that people really want all their decisions made for them sometimes, and they might not keep those decisions forever, but at least it gets them started, and they can go buy, shoot.
Right. So, new people, of course, especially, they have a lot of questions. What kind of red dots are good for what purpose? And in this case, again, you're not saying this is the definitive end result you should be going for, but it's a great starting point, and it gets you out the door with everything you need at one time.
For not a lot of money.
And so, guys, that's why, again, we've been partners with Shark Coast guys here at Classic for a while, and we think that it is a tremendous value, and we're happy to see you here at Shop, man. Again, Will, thanks so much for your time, man. All right, guys, so I'm here at Dead Air, and I've got Justin with me, and, Kaya said he was going to come by. Has he made an appearance?
I have not seen him yet. No, he's unaccounted for.
Oh, man. So I guess if you snooze, you lose. I am definitely winning here. Would you like to hold that for me real quick?
Yeah, it would be my pleasure.
Definitely winning with the Yugo, and what do we got on the end of this thing, man?
So this is our brand new Sandman X silencer. So that is, we just released yesterday.
Yeah.
You may be familiar with the Sandman S. That was Dead Air's first product ever. So now this year's our 10-year anniversary as a company. So kind of extending the Sandman series with more modern manufacturing, very feature dense, 3D printed, low back pressure, really good sound performance, hub threads on the back, super versatile, super durable. That's what we're talking about this year.
I mean, and of course, there's no better platform to mount this on than a nice Zastava.
I thought you might like that one.
Yeah, I instantly just migrated back here. There's a Galil over there that's really cool. I mean, this is definitely, Kai, I'll look. We got this a Hungarian AK over here. I'm in heaven, man. You can't top an AK with a suppressor on it. Guys, 7.62 by 39 is a fantastic round for suppression, and I'm super happy to have made it here. What products are you having highlighted beside the new Sandman, man?
So we also are talking about really all of our Triskelion silencers. So we have the Mojave 9
step over
here.
this way. Come on.
So we have the Mojave 9 here, and then we have the Lazarus 6 down here. Okay. All these 3 silencers use what we call our Triskelion gas management system. Okay. So these don't have a traditional cone-style baffle stack in them. The Triskelion, if you look at it through the can, It's kind of a weird geometric spiraling shape, and it spins all the gases forward, pushes them out the front of the can, and it creates a ultra low back pressure result. So a lot easier on your host firearm, a lot more pleasant, like in the face for the shooter, and also is phenomenal sound suppression and we're actually able to tune the sound a little bit and creates a very low tone, which is, a kind of an interesting conversation that we're having these days, where we're not just talking about decibels, we're also talking about tone. Because if you have the same decibel level at like a high tone and then a lower tone, it's just much more pleasant and much easier on the ear.
So it's kind of like with recoil management. Sometimes it's not that we're reducing recoil, we're reducing the feeling of the recoil.
Yeah,
so we're not reducing the total decibel level, but we are making it a more palatable, I guess, to the ear sound.
Yeah, we're not only reducing the decibel level, but it's kind of like, do you want 100 decibels of nails on a chalkboard or 100 decibels of like a nice satisfying bass, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to achieve with the Triskelion design, the low back pressure feature, and that is in all of these newer cans. Mojave 9, that's titanium, so ultra lightweight, ultra low back pressure, modular. You can run that long or short.
So let's pull this out front for us.
Yeah, so that's Triskelion all the way through. You can pull this top section off, run that long or short. 3D printed out of titanium, and this is good to go on your pistols, PCCs, a few of your lever guns as well.
And so this looks like it's direct thread. As far as the Sandman, what kind of attachment? It looks like we got a collar here.
Yeah, so that's another important difference between original Sandman and the new Sandman that does have hub threads.
Yeah.
So whereas the Sandman S, Sandman L, Sandman K, those were Chemo only, this does have hub threads. So you can buy it in Chemo, you can buy it in Xeno. You're also going to have a lot more options and versatility if you're already married to another system or something like that.
Yeah, and that's awesome because obviously, the biggest thing on the market is, having that versatility because customers already invested in things, right? So they, sometimes they're already married to a specific, muzzle device or suppressor host, and, it's really important to give people that option. So yeah, and then we were talking about this one, right?
No, we'll look at that one down on the bottom there.
This is a really cool Raider here. You got it on here.
Yeah, so that's the Mojave 9 as well on the Flux Raider. We're big fans of the guys over at Flux, another Utah company. They actually have found that on the P320 setup, on the Raider setup, the Mojave 9 works extremely well to actually get this running smooth. I'm sure shooting pistols suppressed, it's pretty common to have some cycling issues because there's so much back pressure. But the Mojave 9 is low back pressure enough that it's a little less work you have to do, adjusting you have to do. Still need to sometimes switch out a spring weight, something like that, but these things run really well.
I mean, that's an important thing to keep in mind when we're talking about suppressors is there's a balance to the way firearms operate, right? So when you make a change, like adding a suppressor, sometimes you'll have to make another change to kind of equalize the system, so to speak.
Yeah, you got to tune something up usually a little bit.
But that is one of the things that's really cool about suppressors, though, is they provide so much kind of value for a lot of shooters because of the sound suppression and the change in some of the ballistics. Even you can take something that cycles in a certain way, and you're like, hey, I want to go with really heavy loads, and maybe it doesn't have enough pressure to really reliably cycle. You put a suppressor on there, suddenly the increase in pressure actually helps with the cycling of it.
Yeah, it can go both ways on that. Yeah.
So I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, I really appreciate you taking the time, Justin, to kind of go over some of these things. Any of the other options over here?
So down here, we'll also just mention, and I know this is one that Kaya has been bringing up and talking about from time to time. So hopefully you guys get to see this on the channel sometime. But this is the Lazarus 6. This is 6 mil, so a lot of guys are using this on 5.56. It's also phenomenal for your 6 arc, 6 Creed, 6 Max. Some of those are pretty gassy cartridges, and this keeps it low back pressure, really tones it down, not just the sound, but also helps it shoot soft, affects the host firearm less. This and the Sandman X are both 3D printed out of a material called Haynes 282,
Okay.
which is generally an aerospace material. So they're using this to make like nozzles on rocket engines.
That's really
so
cool.
it is made for extreme pressure,
Extreme
super high
heat,
heat.
yeah.
So these are super hard use, no barrel length restrictions, like full auto rated machine gun cans that
They're-
are also ultra low back pressure and hub compatible.
Built to rock and roll.
Yeah.
What about weight? Like, so I'm not as familiar with this material. What kind of weight is it? Is like, you know.
So being Haynes 282, it's not as it's obviously not titanium, right? We're starting to see more and more like titanium cans, ultra lightweight. It's not that lightweight, but this and the Sandman X, which is longer, but our engineers were able to, they've worked with it a little more, so these two cans are similar in weight. Depending on the mounting system you use, you're coming in between like 15 and 17 ounces.
Okay.
So, depending on how you mount it, you're still coming in under a pound.
Sure.
For phenomenal sound suppression, low back pressure, super hard use.
Yeah, I mean, again, so I think that people, when they look at firearm design, everything should be kept in mind that there's always a balancing act in that, if you want something that has, say, super low recoil, a heavier gun works better, but then you have to carry a heavier gun. Like, there's always pluses and minuses. And so when you look at this, okay, so it's not like what we might call an ultra lightweight can, but when you look at the longevity of service, how, the features of it, then, you're adding that little bit of extra weight, but you're getting so much out of it.
You get it.
Also, if it's too heavy, hit the gym.
Yeah. Get strong.
That's right. Well, again, Justin, I mean, this is fantastic. I really love the fact that we've got this whole wall behind me. I'm gonna grab this real quick. As I've said on the channel plenty of times, a Galil. Yeah, there you go.
You hold the gun.
Yeah, as I've said plenty of times, a Galil is just an AK, and so I am a huge fan of the Galil platform. And you look at the marriage of old school and new school. Oh man, this is beautiful.
Yeah, that really is. That's what we wanted to kind of do in the booth today is, or for this year at SHOT Show, is kind of have some examples of like the really iconic platforms that really paved the way for like everything that is happening in the industry now, and today, but also with kind of the newest tech in suppression. And
so you can teach an old dog new tricks, or at least accessorize.
At least accessorize with new tricks.
All right, Justin, man, it's been a blast. I appreciate your time today.
Appreciate you guys coming by.
We'll
always.
We'll let Kai know that we've already got this taken care of, but we'll see you later in the show, man.
Great, sounds good.
All right, now day 2, part 2 is completely done, and yes, I was up there doing some podcasts. What happened, Matt?
Sounds like you just didn't want to work the floor to me. I don't know.
Man. We had a great podcast. AJ Buckley, Tyler Gray,
I
Seals.
haven't seen it yet, so I'll have to check it out on CF Podcast, I guess.
Yeah, we worked the floor, but on the 20th floor. What do you think?
I lost my mics. I had 2.
He's lost.
He's lost his mics.
Okay.
What's going on?
Anything cool at the dungeon?
No.
All right, you know what? Let's go get some food. I'm hungry. And then let's set up for day 3.
Yes.
I'm super excited. Check out CF Contest, guys. Good things happen. Oh, there's some really cool stuff that we saw here that'll be featured on there. So check out CF Contest. Right, guys?
I'm sorry, we were in a bromance.
All right, let's get out of here.
That was weird.